Welcome, one. Welcome, all. It's time for another exciting edition of The Show with No Name. And I think you know what time it is, folks. It's time for liftoff.
T-minus 10.
Let's go.
9, 8, 7.
Come on, folks.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Roll up your
1,
sleeves, remangate,
ignition.
because we are off. Nos vamos, vamos que nos vamos. We are off.
30 minutes after the hour.
We are Audi 5000. Here we go.
Get ready.
Nice.
Hold on to your hat. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hat.
And get ready for the ride of your life.
The show with no. It's show with no name time. On Vaughn Radio. It's a show with no name. It's the show. Let's go.
Welcome. Welcome aboard, amigos. It is time for an exciting, electric show with no name. I imagine you guys are nice and warm because you couldn't have been in better hands than with my amigo Fitz, the one and only Fitz, and his program, No Excuses, where he is gonna drill you. Taladrarte? Well, yeah, that's a drill. Zzz. But also to drill. A drill is an exercise, un ejercicio. Something they do in the military, right? They do drills, ejercicios. And Fitz will drill you every day on the most common concepts in English. He is perhaps the greatest, if not one of the greatest teachers at Vaughn Radio, at Vaughn, I should say, because he trains all the rest of us. So he is the standard, the benchmark, and you can spend an hour with him every single day, my amigos. It's amazing, it's exciting, it's no excuses, and it's the perfect way to warm up for this show, the show with no name, your wacky, interactive variety show, where we come to have fun, learn, and laugh, my amigos. All right. Wait, you hear that? Hey, pick it up. Pick it up. Hey, Damian, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, Alberto, I was planning to do some sports this week. What about playing baseball?
Ooh, baseball. But I'm not sure yet. Can we touch base next week?
Touch base. Estamos en contacto, ¿no? Hablamos en algún momento. Yeah, okay. Let's touch base. Okay, what about basketball? Do you want to play basketball?
Oh, man, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports. But I don't know if I can this weekend because I've already got plans. Oh, man, that's the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces. Así están las cosas, ¿no? Así bota la pelota. Así bota la pelota. That's the way the ball bounces. I love that expression. Okay, what about tennis? Do you want to play tennis?
Well, I love tennis, but I'm not really a good player. If you don't mind playing with a novice, the ball's in your court, buddy.
La bola está en mi campo, ¿eh? La pelota está en mi tejado. All right. Do you want to play some soccer?
Sure, I'd love to play some soccer or football, as you call it. What time do we kick off?
Perfect. We're kicking off at 9. Are you available?
Sure, but I might have to play some golf before with some friends. It's par for the course.
It's par for the course. Es lo normal, ¿no? Es lo normalito, lo que se hace.
Mhm.
Okay, what about billiards? Do you like playing billiards?
Yeah, but right now I'm behind the 8 ball.
I'm behind the 8 ball. Estás detrás de la bola 8, como que llevas las de perder.
Yeah. Wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions here.
Muy buenas expresiones. Si es que así de gusto aprender inglés con un profe como Alberto y un poquito de creatividad, tienes This Book is the Shit. El mejor libro para aprender inglés que te has echado a la cara in your life. Píllatelo, vas a disfrutar mogollón de dibujos para que lo aprendas todo fácil, con conexiones lógicas y divertidas. Es la manera más sencilla y más divertida de aprender inglés. No te la pierdas.
Damián, you're such a good sport. Te enrollas. You can pick up your copy of This Book is the Shit at
Vaughantienda.com.
It's the Shit. That's right, folks. If you haven't picked up your copy of This Book is the Shit, what are you waiting for? It's tons of fun. As you just saw, Damian and I just went over how many? 6 or 7 different idiomatic expressions that have to do with sport. And if you're a good sport, si te enrollas, te apuntas a todo, no te quejas, you're a good sport, it's not the same as good sportsmanship. Similar. You know, what you don't want to be is a sore loser. But just remember, there are tons and tons of idiomatic expressions that come from sport, and tons of life lessons that we get from sport that are later applicable to business and to other situations in life. And the good news, if you love sport like I do, now I'm not really the greatest athlete around, let's put it that way, but that doesn't mean I dislike sports. I've always enjoyed seeing people compete and seeing people, bring out the best in themselves. Son sacar lo mejor. That's what I think many times it does. So if you love sports, remember, we've got, I would say, like at least 6 or 7 different materials at the Vaughn Tienda that have to do with sport. We've got Speak Basketball. We've got Speak Football. We've got Inglés por Deporte, and that one covers a wide variety, a wide range of different sports. And that one was written by the one and only Mary Stab, just another amazing professional here at Vaughn. And all of these materials have one thing in common. They have got the Vaughn seal of approval. So whatever you're looking for, whether it's sports, whether it's books about traveling, maybe you want to go over phrasal verbs, maybe pronunciation, maybe you want to take a look at our very popular translation lists, which guide you throughout the language. Well, whatever it is you're looking for, you can pick it up at the Vaughn Tienda. You can go in person to any of our locations. The information's at grupovaughn.com. And if you know what you want, you can just browse our website, vaughntienda.com. And in fact, I think that's actually a good segue, una buena transición, because today we're going to take a look at a Vaughn material from the Vaughn Tienda. And it's not about phrasal verbs, and it's not about pronunciation today. Today, we're going to take a look at Gramática Fácil in our pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. All right, amigos. It's our pop quiz here on the show with no name. Here's where we take a look at something from one of our materials, one of our posts. And this is from the material Gramática Fácil en Inglés. It's available again at the Von Tienda. And let me give you the information. Let me give you some of the specs, the specifications, or the specs, as we say. How many hours of audio do you think this book has? Take a guess. Take a guess here. How many hours of audio do you think it has? It has a whopping, and I say whopping because it's enorme, 4 hours of audio where you go over the basics in grammar. Now, as you know, we don't like to look at grammar too much on this show, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't know it. I mean, you shouldn't obsess over it, but you should know the basics, the bare bones. And right now, we're going to listen to a little excerpt from that book, Inglés Gramática Fácil. It's available for just under $15, and it's got a wealth of information. And remember, it's always a good idea to go back to basics, to review the foundations. Here it is, Gramática Fácil en Inglés.
Day 49. Verbs followed by the infinitive. Listening challenge. We were able to convince him. I was able to find the substitute. Were you able to talk to her? The prisoners were able to escape.
Day 50. Pasa tiempo. What else do you need? Is there anywhere else we can go? I keep forgetting to call my dentist. I don't mind going to the theatre alone. They finished renovating the building. I'm really sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. This isn't your job, so let someone else do it. We stopped to buy some groceries on our way home. I'm not planning to leave the house unless it stops raining. He refuses to come with me, so I decided to go with a friend. My parents are happy as long as I call them from time to time. She used to be a dancer and she misses participating in the competitions. I'll take my leave provided that there isn't anything else you have to tell me. You shouldn't call your supervisor on the weekend unless there's a good reason. The construction will go ahead provided that the authorities give the green light. We can't give you your money back unless there's been a mistake with your order. We regret to inform you that your document is invalid unless it's signed by all parties. The tour guide recommended staying away from that neighbourhood, especially at night. I regret going on vacation with him because he doesn't stop complaining about everything.
All right, folks, there you go. Richard Brown and Julia Nowitzki, two amazing professionals, again, who have worked here at Vaughn and are still, even though they're not here with us, are still a part of the Vaughn family. They have left their mark. All right, here we go, folks. Here's your challenge from today's pop quiz. The first one, no podré acudir a tu clase este fin de semana. No podré acudir a tu clase este fin de semana. All right, that is your first one. Give me all of them in the same comment just because it makes things a little bit easier. So, no podré. Okay, that's what the structure that we heard over there. Acudir a tu clase este fin de semana. Okay, the next one. ¿Quién más estuvo en la fiesta? ¿Quién más estuvo en la fiesta? That is translation number 2 in today's pop quiz. And the third structure we're going to take a look at. No deberías haber dicho eso. No deberías haber dicho eso. Those are your 3 translations in today's pop quiz. Stop making resolutions and start making progress with your English in the new year. We've got something for everyone under the sun. Every level, every age, every budget. Grupo Vaughn has got you covered no matter what you're looking for, whether it be master's courses, group or one-to-one classes, either online or in person. Vaughntown, a true immersion experience. Disney English and Vaughn Jr. for the kids. Oxford Test of English. Camps for kids of all ages. Online courses. And a wealth of other resources at vaughntienda.com. Stop by one of our centers for a free level test or a sample class from one of our top teachers. Why wait? There's no time like the present. Start the year off on the right foot. You can contact us at our website, grupovaughn.com, or give us a call at 911-385831. And make sure you're following us on social media. Let's get going. Pongámonos en marcha. What are you waiting for? This is the year, folks, 2024. It's going to be a big year, and it's in your hands. And we can help you over at Vaughn. All right, what else? Oh, I forgot to remind you guys, tomorrow's the day. Question of the week. All right, a nice round of applause for Nuria, Mariona, Paco, Kubla, Chris, Laura, Jose Maria. All of these people are people who participated in our question of the week, and that means we're going to hear from them tomorrow. And I'm so excited about that because that's one of my favorite parts of the show, being able to help you guys with your speaking, being able to help you guys not just learn vocabulary, but express yourselves and be better communicators. So it's an honor and a pleasure. If you haven't participated yet, please don't put it off. No lo aplaces más. Why? Why shouldn't you put it off? Because by the end of today, I won't be taking any more submissions. Because remember, I have to post-produce it. I have to put it into my mixing desk here, mi mesa de mezclar. So, just bear that in mind, tenerlo en cuenta. And thanks to all of you who sent me your answers. All you have to do this week, well, easier said than done, is tell us how you define success. What is your definition of success? And the bar is extremely high. The bar, ¿qué es eso? ¿La barra o el bar? Bueno, también, pero es el listón. El listón es muy alto. The bar is very high. And folks, right now it's time for the Say What soundbite. Say what? What? Say what? Huh? Come again? What'd you say? What'd you say? What'd you say? What'd you say? What? Huh? Eso vale. Huh? Sometimes just A facial expression will do, my amigos. All right, it is time for your Say What soundbite. This is where we learn English from a famous person. We also learn how to express ourselves, to relay information. And every day, I see you guys improving leaps and bounds. A saco, ¿no? Leaps and bounds, considerablemente. Now, today's person in the Say What soundbite is not a famous person. It's a global icon. Like, you could see this person's silhouette and know who this person is. That's how original, how unique this individual is in the zeitgeist, in pop culture. But as you know, here on the show, we're always using pop culture to teach you English. Why? Well, guys, where do you think I learned English? From the movies I watched, from the songs I listened to, from the books I read, from the teachers I had, from the supermarket, from everywhere, but primarily by being a curious cat, by asking questions. It's not wrong if you don't know the answer. It's wrong not to ask the appropriate question, especially these days, living in the age we live in, the age of information, the digital age. All right, amigos, let me give it to you, and then we'll see what you guys heard. Veremos lo que habéis oído vosotros. Here's your Say What soundbite for the first time.
You're tearing me apart!
What?
You say one thing, he says another, and everybody changes back again!
That's a fine way to behave.
Well, you know who he takes after.
All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen, an icon in a classic movie. But I want to hear your take. I want to hear what you heard in your best English. Impress the shit out of me, como decimos. Si no queremos ser tan vulgares, you can say, impress the crap out of me, like you always do. Speaking of my show with no namers, there we are in the digital online classroom. We've got Vero. Vero says, morning, beautiful people around the universe and beyond. How did the quiz night go? Really good question, Vero. I couldn't make it in the end. Yeah, well, I had something come up and I had a class with, as many of you know, I have an online community. And we have a weekly class, a weekly group class. And I let the students decide. They decide when the class is going to take place. It's usually at 8 p.m., but they decide the day. And usually it's Wednesday. So, it's out of my hands. It's a democracy. So I missed it. I really wanted to go, but also, I have to be honest, I had a good time in my class with my students as well. There's Born to Iron Man, a super show with no namer. And he says, morning, folks. Morning to you too, buddy. It's great to read all your names here today. And I see that you're all ready for some action. And I've already given you guys a few challenges to kick off. We've listened to our Say What soundbite. And we also have our pop quiz, but we don't have time for that right now. We're going to take a quick break, really quick. I mean, we'll be back in the blink of an eye, in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Toma, 2 expresiones ahí de remate, de rebote. Right at the buzzer. We'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, in the blink of an eye. Briefly. Briefly is brevemente. Also is very common on TV. We'll be back shortly. Shortly. You want more ways to say it? All right, well, we can think about some in the second part of the show. We'll be right back. So, stick around. Hello, amigos. Welcome back. Welcome back to part 2 of today's show with no name here on Vaughn Radio. And right after today's show, you've got to stay tuned because you've got a class with the one and only Ximena Holiday. Her program is called Test Your English, and she is just an amazing person, a generous heart, and she's got spunk. What is that? Spunk is energy. Chispa. You know it. You just have to listen to her laugh. And the chemistry between her and Nacho is unmistakable. And, no, I can't say anything. I've got a big mouth, and I've been told specifically, don't let the cat out of the bag. No dejes escapar el secreto. Don't let the cat out of the bag. But stay tuned, because as you know, Vaughn Radio, Vaughn, we are chock full of surprises. I always say, like, a good teacher, a good professional surprises themselves from time to time. And I've got a little surprise for you, because we're not used to doing this section right here, but maybe I just threw you a curveball, another idiomatic expression that comes from sports. Os pillé desprevenido, because it's time for Homophones on the Show with No Name. Homophones on the Show with No Name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the Show with No Name. The Show with No Name. Homophones on the Show with No Name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the Show with No Name. 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 That's right, amigos. It's homophones only on the Show with No Name. And as always, this is where we look at words that can be a bit tricky, but we will demystify these words right now. The first word I want you to give me, and remember, I want you to give me both words, and then I want you to tell me if they sound exactly the same or not. The first word is pedal, pedalear, something on a bicycle. Also something you'll find in a car as well, right? Acelerador. I never know how to say that word. También es el freno, pero tienes que poner otra palabra. So it's, también, mira esta. Un bote de pedal, you know, these that you can rent on the beach in the summer. So the first word is pedal. And the second word is pétalo. It's a part of a flower. So those are your words. We've got pedal and pétalo, something you'll find in nature. Listen carefully. Can you hear that? No. Listen closer. I'm not talking about the birds chirping. I'm talking about everybody speaking English and feeling comfortable. Listen. This is what it's like at Vaughan Town, a peaceful place where you can really learn English and lose your inhibitions. There's a reason it's one of our star programs. Vaughan Town, lose your fear of speaking English. If you want more information about this immersive experience, go to grupovon.com or give us a call, 911-385831. Lose your fear of speaking English and express yourself with clarity at Vaughan Town. That's right. It is one of our star programs. Vaughan Town is awesome. It won't just change your life. It won't just change your English. It'll change your life. Talk to anybody who's gone. There's a turning point. Un antes y un después. All right, let's see. We've got a lot of stuff to do here, folks. Let's put the pedal, iba a decir la expresión. Bueno, te lo digo. Pero luego volvemos a los homophones. Let's put the pedal to the metal. Acabo de decir la palabra de los homophones. But first, I want to take a look at our pop quiz. Born to Iron Man's the first one to participate. Hello again, buddy. And he says, I won't be able to attend your class this weekend. Wonderful. The next one. Who else was at the party? Excellent. And Born to Iron Man, I want to point out, quiero destacar, I'd like to point out that you didn't put in the party. Bravo. It's at the party. Y that's an amazing sign, folks. When you can master prepositions, it's not easy. In, on, at, los tres, I don't know. And the last one, you shouldn't have said that. Great job, Born to Iron Man. I expect nothing less from you. Chris Valrol, there she is, our super show with no namer. Great to have you on board. And she says, morning, dear show with no namers. I won't be able to attend your class this weekend. Excellent. Number 2, Chris. Who else was at your party? Otra con el at. Fantastic. And the last one, you shouldn't have said that. I couldn't ask for more, amigos. Wow. Let's see. Anybody else? Let's see. Okay. Let's move on to our homophones then. I gave you guys 2 homophones. What I see, though, I don't see anybody who has participated in our Say What soundbite yet. But I'm going to give it to you again in a moment. So let's do the homophone section in the meantime, and that'll give you guys some time to think about what you heard in the Say What soundbite. All right, let's see. The first person to give us their answer in the homophone section is Born to Iron Man. Born to Iron Man, those are the correct words. And he says, they sound alike in American English. Oh, interesting. I like it. Let's see. Chris Valrol says the correct words. Again, excellent job, folks. And she says, I'd say in the States, they're homophones. Interesting. Vero says, and are homophones to me. A mí me parecen homófonos. Well, if you have an American accent, then they are. Excellent job. Whoa. Excellent job there. All right, let's focus on these words a little bit here. So in American English, you know that our T tends to be a D. I told you 30 times. Did I say 30 or 30? D. Es una D pura y dura. I told you 30. Dilo conmigo. Esto es muy importante en esta sección que hablemos en voz alta, ¿ok? So I told you 30 times to put the pedal to the metal. 30. Pedal. Bueno, pedal tiene una D. Pero también pétalo. There were rose petals all over the floor. Esa T de pétalo para nosotros es una D. Pétalo. So say this. There were 30 petals on the floor. There were 30 petals. D. Now, let's be British. Let's put on our British caps. There were 30 petals on the floor by the loo. El retrete, el baño. So you guys nailed it. Great job. Another word that comes to mind in this category is the word ladder, which is escalera, L-A-D-D-E-R, ladder. We need a ladder if we're going to change that light bulb. Si vamos a cambiar esa bombilla, we need a ladder. But we don't need this ladder. We need the ladder one, el segundo, la otra, right? So if I give you two options, I say, which one do you want? And you say, well, the ladder, la segunda que has dicho. Now, eso es como later, pero con dos T's. Sin embargo, escucha como lo digo. I don't want the first option. I want the ladder. The ladder. Was the ladder option? Now, I imagine in British English, it would be, was the ladder the latter option? So, wonderful job. Show with no namers. Great. As always, rising to the challenge. All right, now let's see. We've got Chris Valrol, and she's participating in our Say What soundbite. Chris, I think you are the only one, so... Well, you know what? Let me give it to you again. I guess that's a good idea. Let me give it to you again as well. And this way, if you guys needed a second listen, you got it. You're also going to get a third and a fourth listen with that. So is everybody ready? Here's your Say What soundbite for the second time.
You're tearing me apart.
What?
You say one thing, he says another, and everybody changes back again.
That's a fine way to behave.
Well, you know who he takes after.
¿Qué tiene que ver la Universidad de Oxford con Vaughan? Pues muchísimo. Es una alegría anunciar que Vaughan ha sido certificado como centro examinador de Oxford Test of English. A partir del próximo mes de marzo 2023, podrás hacer los exámenes de Oxford Test of English en los centros de Vaughan. Si quieres más información sobre esta iniciativa de Vaughan y Oxford, puedes ver más en nuestra página web, grupovaughan.com. O bien síguenos en redes sociales para más información. Oxford Test of English con Vaughan.
Brilliant!
So if you're interested in that, then put the pedal to the metal. whereas an American would say put the pedal to the metal. All right, let's see. Chris Valrol, referring to today's Say What soundbite. She says it's an excerpt from an old movie, and I heard a man scolding a guy, and to scold is to reprimand, to chew out, echar una bronca. A man is scolding a guy, great word, by the way. Totally native. And the young one is whining. Chris. Great verbs. Wow. And the young one is whining. I taught Lara that word the other day. I said, Lara, don't whine, talk. And she said, what is whine? And I said, I said, and she looked at me like, gotcha. Like crystal clear. You know, I didn't have to say whining is when you're kind of crying when you speak, but it's really fake. But I just said, I don't want to go. I said, that's whining. This is talking, what I'm doing right now. She's like, okay. She took a mental note and now she knows it's a great, great one over there. And you know, a funny expression that we tell people when somebody starts whining a lot, porque suena, es un homófono, hablando de homófonos como vino. When somebody starts whining a lot, you know what we say? Would you like some cheese with your wine? And remember, we looked at the expression the other day, to cut the cheese. You remember that one? I love expressions that you could do with just a sound effect. Well, hey, that's how I taught Lara the word wine, just by going clear, crystal clear, crystal clear. So sometimes words get in the way. A veces las palabras se ponen por medio, you know? So excellent job, Chris. Wonderful observations and excellent vocabulary. And I think you guys deserve it. We're going to the movie. Name that movie. All right, folks, name that movie, the part of the show where we take a look at a famous flick and we see if you guys are familiar with this famous flick. Let's see. Chris, correction over here. She says, I was wrong. It's a young guy who's supposed to be a rebel, throwing something in someone's face or rubbing something in someone's face, and who is reproaching his behavior. And the person who's is reproaching his behavior is a woman. Oh, so you had a change of heart there. All right, let's take a look at today's movie. Let me give you a trailer. Now, this, if you're a salesperson, si tú eres comercial, you need to know this one. And if you love good acting. I mean, let me tell you the cast. Before I even get into it, let me just tell you the cast, el reparto. Al Pacino, Jack Lemmon, Alec Baldwin, and the list goes on. But I just said Al Pacino, and I shouldn't have to say anything else there. And let's take a look. Great vocabulary that comes out of this. An examination of the machinations behind the scenes at a real estate office. The machinations? I don't know how to pronounce that word. I've never heard this word. Maquinaciones, right? Let me see how they machinate. Let's see. Match. What I thought. Okay, yeah. It's not a very common word. It's not that I don't know how to pronounce words in English, but it's not a word you'll see very often. The workings, mucho más común. So an examination of the workings behind the scenes at a real estate office, en una oficina de una inmobiliaria, at a real estate office. All right. Anybody know it? I gave you some of the cast. Let me tell you, it came out in 1992. Oh, and it was written by David Mamet. He's one of my favorite writers. It's not for the faint of heart. no es apto para cardíacos. He's a playwright, es guionista de teatro, but he's also written many movies. He wrote Wag the Dog, seguro que le han cambiado el nombre, with Robert De Niro, and who else is in it? Dustin Hoffman. So yeah, this guy's one of my favorite writers, okay? The reason why is he writes the way people speak. So it's really easy for an actor to read his text. You know, books aren't written the way they're the periods. We don't pause where the periods are all the time or the commas. And here, like, he puts in those uncomfortable silences. So he really writes it really well. Folks, we've got a winner. It's Chris Valrol. The movie is Glengarry Glen Ross, and it's awesome. Now, this is one of the cool things about the behind the scenes of the behind the scenes. During the filming of this movie, there were cast members who would show up on their day off, su día libre. They would show up on their day off. Why? To watch other actors. They wanted to see the other actors' performances. That is awesome. I think that's brilliant over there. And Jack Lemmon, a famous actor, Jack Lemmon, been in Hollywood for decades, said this was the greatest acting ensemble that he had ever been a part of. So again, if you haven't seen this, check it out. And it was based on the playwright, as I said, the playwright, because it was a play and it's a movie. It was based on his struggles as a young playwright. He was working at a real estate office and he goes, oh my God, these characters are funny. These people are incredible, you know? So Chris says it's éxito a cualquier precio. Okay, well, here it's Glengarry Glen Ross, but it's kind of a weird name. It's the name of the development. How do you say this word? La promoción, ¿no? Que hacen, ¿no? Las casas, la promoción. All right, let's take a look at some of this vocabulary here. Business vocabulary. You're talking about what? Blake says. You're talking about bitching about the sale you shot? He goes, now you're talking about bitching. Bitching is whining or complaining. Quejándote. You're talking about bitching that sale. You shot some son of a bitch who don't want to buy land. Who doesn't, pero lo dice mal aposta. Some broad you're trying to screw. Now, broad is como piba. It's not a nice word. Okay, broad is amplio. But also broad is it's not a respectful way to call a woman. But these guys, if you're looking for respect, don't watch this movie. It's not about nice guys. It's about guys who don't care about very much except, being number one on their team and bringing in a lot of money. And they screw people over. It's an interesting, I think many people could even identify with offices where it's so cutthroat, competitivo. So he goes, some broad you're trying to screw is to fornicate with. He goes, let's talk about something important. Vamos a hablar de algo importante. They all here? ¿Están aquí todos? And he goes, all but one, todos menos uno. He says, Ricky Roma. And Blake says, I'm going anyway. Let's talk about something important. Que voy a empezar de todas formas. Let's talk about something important. And he says, Blake says, excuse me, he doesn't say Blake. Blake says, this is a famous line. De hecho, es una línea, una frase famosa. Put that coffee down. Deja ese café ahora mismo. Coffee is for closers only. El café solo es para los que cierran operaciones, que cierran tratos. So he says, coffee's for closers only. And the guy's laughing. He chuckles. And he says, you think I'm fucking with you? ¿Tú crees que estoy tomándote el pelo? ¿Que estoy bromeando? He goes, I'm not fucking with you. I'm here from downtown. Yo he venido de la oficina central, downtown, del centro. I'm here from Mitch and Murray. Vengo mandados por Mitch and Murray. And I'm here on a mission of mercy, Merced. Your name's Levine? Tu nombre es Levine? You call yourself a salesman? You son of a bitch. Te llamas comercial. Hijo de la gran. Also, if you don't want to say the word son of a bitch, you can say S-O-B. He's a real SOB, that guy. And then Dave says, I don't got to sit here and listen to this shit. Yo no tengo por qué estar aquí y tragarme esta mierda. And Blake says, oh, you certainly don't, pal. No tienes que estar aquí. Because the good news is you're fired. Estás despedido. He goes, the bad news is all you've got, just 1 week. O sea, ya todos estáis despedidos. Excuse me. He goes, all of you have got just 1 week to regain your jobs starting tonight. Starting tonight, okay? Have I got your attention now? Good, because we're adding a little something to this month's sales contest. As you all know, the first prize is a Cadillac Eldorado, un coche. Anyone want to see the second prize? The second prize is a set of steak knives, un conjunto de cuchillos, okay? And the third prize is you're fired. You get the picture? Lo pillas, lo captas. You laughing now? Ahora te estás riendo. You got leads. Leads son números que tienes que llamar. Prospective customers. Leads, we call them. And he goes, you can't close the leads you're given, then you can't close shit. He says, you are shit. Que no es lo mismo que you are the shit. Sois la bomba. And I think you can tell from his speech that's not what he's saying. Folks, we've got to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with tons more, so stick around. Welcome back, amigos. Welcome back to part 3. Jeez, I thought it was part 2. Oh my God. Well, this is part 3 of today's show with no name. And we've got a lot of stuff to cover. We've already learned so many idioms. We looked at pronunciation things, structural things. We were learning with inglés, gramática fácil en inglés from the Von Tienda. You can pick that up. You also have my 5 books. I have 5 books. Sometimes I can't believe it myself. 5. I'm like, when did I have time to write 5 books? But I guess you make time for what's important. And that's what I tell people. If people tell me, Alberto, I want to have English classes, I just don't have time. I said, well, then don't waste your time. Like if you don't have time for it, then it's not a priority, right? I mean, it's with everything in life. You know, you make time for the things that are priorities to you. And I make time to learn every day. I'm quite lucky. I get to learn because of my job. I'm always researching things about famous people, movies, music, historical things, not just here on the show with no name, but also on FYI, which, by the way, brand spanking new episode drops tomorrow. And it's an episode on fire, one of the basic earth elements, something that has inspired musicians, painters, poets, and so many others. All right, my amigos, it's time for Double Trouble. Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble. That's right, amigos. It is our Double Trouble only on the show with no name. And let's see how you guys do here. This is a challenge where you have to use the same word twice. And if you know me, then you'll know that I've already given you a clue, because that's what I like to do. I like to be a little bit cryptic. I like to make it a game. So the more you pay attention, bueno, usamos un double trouble. It pays to pay attention. Vale la pena prestar atención. Okay. Choqué mi chatarra contra un limonero. Choqué mi chatarra, mi coche basura, contra un limonero. You have to use the same word twice. Good luck. Also, let me give you the Say What soundbite for the 3rd time.
You're tearing me apart.
What?
You say one thing, he says another, and everybody changes back again.
That's a fine way to behave.
Well, you know who he takes after.
All right, folks. Definitely from a classic film from Hollywood's heyday, El Apogeo. All right, let me give it to you for a 4th time, and hopefully somebody will be able to figure it out.
You're tearing me apart.
What?
You say one thing, he says another, and everybody changes back again.
That's a fine way to behave.
Well, you know who he takes after.
Do you know about Vaughn groups? Well, I'm going to tell you all about them. They are group English classes that you can do via video conference or in person. And the good news is you can start whenever you want. And you can keep the same timetable, teacher, and classmates throughout the whole course. And the best part, there's no strings attached. Sin compromiso. And if you act now, you can get a 5% discount for paying up front. And if you stick with the course for 6 months, you'll get a 50% discount in June. Wow, what a deal! As if you needed more reasons to learn English with Vaughn. Check out our Vaughn groups. Have fun and make friends as you learn English. Sign up now while there are still spots available. Call us 911-385831, or you can go to our website, grupovaughn.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media and find out if Vaughn groups are for you. That's right, folks. More information at our website, grupovaughn.com. If you're exclusively looking for materials, you can go to vaughntienda.com and you can find everything you'll need. It's your one-stop shop for everything English. All right, let's see if anybody got today's double trouble over here. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we've got a couple winners. Give it up for Chris, Val, Roll, and Born to Iron Man. Wow. Great job, folks. Great job. All right, well, Chris says, I crashed my lemon into a lemon tree. You got it. Remember before I said Jack Lemon? Ahora, eso es con dos M's. Jack Lemon. Pero suena exactamente igual. So a lemon is a piece of junk car. It's a car that doesn't work very well. It breaks down very often. Se avería bastante. So I crashed my lemon into a lemon tree. Born to Iron Man, I ran my lemon car into a lemon tree. The only thing is I would take out the word car. We don't call it a lemon car. We would just say lemon, reemplaza la palabra. O sea, no es adjetivo, es sustantivo. Great job. And you know what? We've got another double trouble in there. Let's see if you guys know it. So crash is obviously chocar. There's a famous movie named Crash, correct? But crash has another meaning as a verb. It means to show up without an invitation. I always tell the story when I teach this verb of when I was in Puerto Rico, la isla del encanto, and my friend and I were at this hotel, and we noticed there was this huge wedding going on. Un bodorrio, a big wedding. And so we decided, well, there's an open bar here. Let's just mingle. Vamos a mezclar. And we literally crashed the wedding. So to crash, to show up without an invitation. There's a movie called Wedding Crashers with Owen Wilson and no me acuerdo quién. I don't remember who else is in it. Luke, I don't remember. But the point is, they go to weddings and crash them. I think it's Vince Vaughn and one of the Wilson brothers, and it's called Wedding Crashers. Also, to crash is caer en seco, like when let's say you're really tired. Man, I'm exhausted. I'm going to go home and crash. So wait a second. This could have been a triple trouble. Well, excellent job, amigos. And now it's time for your joking.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar.
You're joking. That's right. That's right. You're joking. Chris, thank you. Yeah, I knew it was one of the Wilson brothers and Vince Vaughn. So Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn, the movie is pretty funny. And it's a typical, like sophomoric humor. Sophomoric humor is, pee-pee and poo-poo jokes and sex jokes, that simple humor. But that's my favorite kind. Hey, everybody, to each his own. Cada uno lo suyo. Or as we say, different strokes for different folks. Para gustos los colores might be a good translation there. All right. Here are your jokes for today. We like to inject a little humor into everything we do. And I think it's such an important element. So even if you're doing a presentation, have a little joke or something, some little thing, especially, you know what people love? When you laugh at yourself. Trust me. And it also takes the edge off. You're not as nervous when you say, well, guys, forgive me because I speak English and Spanish, but I can't speak either one correctly. If I start a presentation like that, guess what? Everybody's going to laugh. They're going to think, he's okay. I'm comfortable now. And all I did was took the pressure off myself, took the pressure off them. I'm like, let's just have a good time. Let's laugh. And you set the tone. So don't underestimate the power of a sense of humor. All right. Let's take a look at these jokes again and see if you get them. The first one, if a car's chasing you, you'll definitely get tired. But if you chase cars, you'll get exhausted. I think there's a famous song called Chasing Cars. All I know, and if I lay here, if I just stay here and just forget the world. Am I making that up there? Me suena que hay una canción que se llama Chasing Cars. So did you get it? If a car is chasing you, si va detrás de ti, un coche, you'll definitely get tired. Te cansarás. Pero también tires son llantas, neumáticos. So you'll get tired, te neumaticarás. But if you chase cars, you'll get exhausted. And the exhaust is that smoke that comes out of the back of the car. Pero también es cansadísimo. And what do? When you're exhausted? You crash. Hey, I hope you don't crash your car. I hope you crash on the sofa. Mira como el contexto ahí es tan importante. So do you get it? If a car's chasing you, you'll definitely get tired. But if you chase cars, you'll get exhausted. All right, I'll cut to the chase. To cut to the chase, ir al grano. Vamos a cortar a la chicha, la persecución. It's a very Hollywood expression. All right, I couldn't work out. The other day, I got in the car, and I couldn't work out how to fasten my seatbelt. And then it clicked. No. I couldn't figure it out, and then it clicked. All right, well, your click is obviously the sound. Click. It's also something you do with your mouse. Something the seatbelt does. Hacer click, right? But also, click is, well, it's got many meanings. Let's go through some of the different meanings of click. So here, then it clicked, hizo click. But also, if something clicks, finally you get it. You see the light. I couldn't figure out the answer, and then it clicked. Me vino. De repente. Right? Also, to click is to get along. We clicked. ¿No? Como unos clics. Hicimos buenas migas. We clicked. We hit it off. So it's a very rich word, and you all know from click, 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 right? From your mouse. So it's just a matter of knowing the other uses of it too. All right, here's another one. You should know this one because we looked at these words this week. I think it was this week. Why are pigs bad drivers? Why are pigs bad drivers? Because they're always hogging the road. No. Because they're always hogging the road. Remember, we looked at the word hog. A hog is another way of saying a pig, but also to hog something is to take more than your share. Acaparar, monopolizar. So you get it now? Why are pigs bad drivers? They're always hogging the road. All right, I've got one more for you. I've got one more for you, amigos. What do you get when you cross a Mustang and an elephant? What do you get when you cross a Mustang with an elephant? A convertible with a big trunk. No, a Mustang is a convertible, descapotable. Not always, but it's a lot of people get a Mustang convertible. A bull, no convertible. Se escribe convertible, pero es a bull. Convertible. So a convertible with a big trunk. Trunk, remember, has two meanings. A trunk is part of an elephant, right? A trompa, I believe. And also the trunk is el maletero. Thank you, folks. Thank you. I know you love my jokes, and they're worth celebrating. That's right, amigos. Welcome to our famous birthday section where we look at some celebs who are celebrating a birthday. This first person was born today in 1961. His last name is estar de rodillas, ponerse de rodillas. No se escribe así, pero si no lo ves escrito, es así. Where would you know him from? He's the lead vocalist of Motley Crue. Motley Crue. Do you know what that means in English? Un variopinto, I think you say. A rough-looking group. Un grupo que dice, oh, cuidado con estos, right? And if you just look at them, they definitely fit the bill. No? Son aptos para el papel. They fit the bill. Motley Crue. And this guy's the lead singer, right? He's, I think one of the most famous ones in the band is Tommy Lee because of Pamela Anderson, and it's not because of his music. No, but honestly, he's an excellent drummer, all joking aside. I love this group. I saw them this past summer in Madrid, in Rivas, Madrid, with Def Leppard. And this guy gets criticized a lot because he's extremely overweight and his voice, he doesn't hit the high notes. And I don't know. The same way I was very impressed with Def Leppard and how they kept themselves, como se cuidaban. This guy, I don't know. I think he's eaten too many hamburgers. Again, I'm still a huge fan, but that's number one. Number two, this guy's last name means a car that doesn't work very well. Or a citrus fruit, right? This can also be a citrus fruit. And, well, this guy's been in everything. Ha estado en todo. The Apartment, Some Like It Hot, que es con faldas y a lo loco, I believe. Days of Wine and Roses, Glengarry Glen Ross, which, again, that was today's Name That movie. If you haven't seen it, it's a classic. And speaking of a classic, an icon, this guy is probably, again, known just by his silhouette. He's a rebel without a cause. He was a giant, and he lived east of Eden. Acabo de decir sus tres películas. He died young in a car accident. Oh, we've been talking about cars a lot today. So, yeah, him. And his last name is the head of a university, right? The head of a university, decano, right? So, does anybody know who I'm talking about here? Let's see. We've got a winner, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Valrol. Number one, Vince Neil. Number two, Jack Lemmon. And number three, James Dean. And that's going to bring us to our Say What soundbite today. This is James Dean overacting, in my opinion. Poco. También eran otros tiempos, right? You're tearing me apart. Like, for today's, he was a very realistic actor, but I've got a problem. It's a very famous line. Me estás destrozando. To tear apart is romper en trozos. You're tearing me apart, he says. And he goes, what? Because you say one thing, he says another. He's talking about his parents contradicting each other, contradiciéndose. In rebel without a cause. Esto viene de rebelde sin causa. Acuérdate, rebel es la persona, el verbo es to rebel. Okay? And he goes, you say one thing, he says another, and everybody changes back again. And his mom says, that's a fine way to behave. Vaya forma de comportarte tú también, saying it obviously ironically. And then the sister, the aunt, says, well, you know who he takes after. Y sabes a quién se parece. And she's talking about his father, who she never liked. Classic movie. You've got two movies you need to see. Glengarry Glen Ross and Rebel Without a Cause. Here's birthday boy James Dean.
You're tearing me apart.
What?
You say one thing, he says another, and everybody changes back again.
That's a fine way to behave.
Well, you know who he takes after.
All right, folks. To take after. Don't mix it up with look after. I want you to look after your sister. Cuida de tu hermana. But you take after your mother. Te pareces a. So look after versus take after. Folks, it's time for Name That Lyric.
Hi, hello, Alberto. I think the song is. No? Sorry, bye.
Name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. Name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's Name That Lyric time here on the show with no name. And I'm going to give you guys the song. The song is called The Same Old Situation, lo mismo de siempre. Que de hecho se usa tanto, you can just say, same old, right? Y la de casi es, si quieres, same old or same old. The important part, ¿cuántas veces he oído situation? Tienes que escuchar esta canción 1000 veces hasta que te salga situation. Lo dice 1000 veces en la canción. It's Motley Crue, que ya sabemos qué significa esa palabra. The song is called Same Old Situation. Pronúncialo conmigo. Y luego lo hacemos con él. Situation. All right, let's take a look at the lyrics. Come on, girls. I got something to say. Every Motley Crue song starts like that. Hey, girls. Number 2, the second line. She's got an alligator bag. Tiene un bolso de caimán. A top hat to match. Una chistera que le hace juego. Dressed in black on black. O sea, vestida de negra con negro encima y debajo. O sea, totalmente de negra. And she's got a Filipino girlie she claims is her friend. Tiene una amiguita filipina que dice que es su colega. I tell you, boys, you just gotta laugh. Te digo, chicos, te tienes que reír. Now, I used to call her Cindy. Antes le llamaba Cindy. She changed her name to Sin. Cambió su nombre a Pecado. Sin, Cindy, it's a play on words. I guess that's the name of her game. Supongo eso es su juego. Eso es como se llama su juego. Okay? The name of the game. The name of the game. It's a great expression. What's the name of the game here? ¿Cómo van las cosas? No? So I guess that's the name of her game. I really used to love her. Antes realmente la quise. I really used to love her. Then the kitty she discovered, it's got to be a sexual thing. And if you notice, they talk a lot about kitties, kitty cats, pussy cats. Yeah, they weren't necessarily subtle about their sexual references. Some use double entendres, like we said yesterday, AC/DC, but not Motley Crue. But I guess they were just, again, living up to their name as the bad boys of rock and roll. And then you've got the chorus, el estribillo. And this is the part you need to practice, porque practicamos situation. So it goes, it's the same old situation. You know it's the same old ball and chain. Come on, girls. Come on, boys. Come on, everybody. Woo! We'll be right back, folks, with tons more Show with No Name. Let's go. As promised, we have a very special guest with us. My buddy, my pal, my brother from another mother. Please welcome Damian Moya.
Hey, what's up, Alberto?
What's
How are you?
going on? What's crack-a-lackin'?
Crack-a-lackin'?
What's crack-a-lackin'? ¿Qué ocurre? ¿Cómo va la cosa, mariposa?
But spell it for me. I mean, what words are those?
Well,
what's crack?
It comes from what's crackin'.
Okay.
What's crackin'?
Okay.
Right.
That makes sense.
And then we just add the what's crack-a-lackin'.
That's okay. What's crack-a-lackin'?
Yes, como the Irish say, what's the crack?
What's the crack?
Cuéntame la historia. What's the crack?
But what if you're a drug addict? Is that a good thing to say for them?
Well, they spell it C-R-A-I-C, aunque es homófono para crack, que también es raja del culo.
Yeah, true.
Do you know what we call la raja del culo in English?
I don't know.
Plumber's crack.
Oh, the plumber's crack.
Y cuando alguien lo tiene al aire decimos crack kills. Crack mata, la raja
kills,
mata.
Exactly.
So you're here. I mean, you're here because you love hanging out on the Show with No Name. It's one of the places where you learn English all the time here
always,
on Vaughn.
Always, my favorite.
And you're the proof, Damian. Every day, every week, you know, when people are like, I don't know if I can do this, I say, Damian started basically from scratch. I mean, you were rusty, even though you had some English experience. And now it's not that you don't make mistakes, but you feel comfortable and confident using the language.
That's
and
the idea.
That's it.
To be able to communicate, and that's all. Just once you get it, you just enjoy it.
That's awesome. That's really cool, man. And today, then, you're here, well, just to shoot the breeze or to shoot the shit, disparar la mierda.
Let's shoot the shit. Okay.
Super vulgar, no sé por qué, pero es tarde, cháchara. What have you got going on? What's the crack, to use the Irish expression? What's the crack?
Well, I have news, guys, and I'm very happy to be here and tell everyone that El Hombre Linterna...
Wait.
I'm sorry.
I don't want to cut you off, buen phrasal verb.
Okay.
But doesn't this deserve a drum roll? Un redoble?
Yeah, true. You're right. Okay.
All right. So you cue it. Tú pídelo cuando lo quieres.
All right. Go ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, I have news for you. El Hombre Linterna is back.
Wow.
It's amazing. I know. Some people may not know what El Hombre Linterna is. So I I may
Well, you have
say
to
what
tell
it
us.
is about.
Yeah, tell us what El Hombre Linterna is. But I'll just tell you my wife's reaction when you told her the news.
That's amazing.
I mean, she had like a religious experience, an epiphany. What is El Hombre Linterna?
Well, El Hombre Linterna is the flashlight man, dude. It's the band with Juan, Marron, Bebeto, Gerardo, Gonzalo, and yours truly, where we play songs from the shows when we were kids. Like, I don't know, David the Gnome.
What?
No,
What? David the Gnome.
you didn't have that one?
No, I mean, I hear my wife put it on sometimes,
Yeah.
but it's kind of depressing, isn't it? He's like, I'm a gnome. I'm gonna cry all the time.
No, it was fun.
Oh, okay.
And you learned.
But he's always in a good
lot.
mood, though, right? That's
Yeah,
cool.
he was kind of
Siempre
he was
estoy de
wise and he
acuerdo.
was good. Yeah, and well, that's Juan sings that song, and yeah.
So these are
you
popular-
know more.
These are popular cartoons from what era? From the 90s?
From the 80s,
The
I would
80s and
say.
90s? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, our era. So people who love the 80s, you have to come to Galileo on Saturday the 16th
Galileo.
of February. So come with us and you're gonna sing with us. You're gonna have the best of times, and we're playing with 2 other bands, so that will be amazing.
So what bands are you opening, or who's opening for you?
Okay, yeah, Julio el Sucio, Julio the Dirty
love
is
it.
going
What a-
to open,
Okay.
and well, Julio el Sucio is Juan's cousin.
Oh,
So yeah,
cool.
it's all remains family.
Keep
here.
it in the family, as
We
we
keep
say.
it in the family. And the Buyakers too. The Buyakers are Suko's band. Do you know Suko? He works in El Hormiguero. He's always warning about the dangers on the internet.
I think so. The name rings a bell. I'm out of the loop, but the name does ring
We
a bell.
call him the technological spy. El
Gotcha.
espía tecnológico. And he's a very good musician. And you should see that band. They sound very, very good. They're very good. So yeah, we're gonna play Oliver Benji. Did you have Oliver Benji?
We didn't have that one.
No, I can't believe it.
No, I'm telling you, Damian, when I first went to go see your band, which was really, again, it was a religious experience, and I didn't even know the music.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
it introduced me. Going to your show really made me feel like I got your childhood and my wife's childhood.
Exactly, because we had such a different childhood when it comes to TV. I mean, we had El Príncipe de Bel-Air, of
Yeah, The
course,
Simpsons. There's certain
Fresh
things that
Prince,
are
Simpsons,
worldwide. Yeah.
and all that. When you're talking about the 80s, that's very different. We didn't have manga either, only Dragon Ball.
Mhm.
Did you
We
watch
didn't
Dragon-
have now. Yeah, everything.
Now it's more popular,
The
right?
internet makes everything available everywhere, but I don't remember
Yeah.
Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball was magnificent.
We had like Yogi Bear. Well, we had a lot of the ones that are in our books.
Yeah, we used to watch those ones too, but it was something secondary. You didn't follow the story, because
Right.
they were short episodes.
Mhm.
The Pink Panther and Hanna and Barbera,
Hanna-Barbera. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
and well, so many of them. But it's a different concept. Here we're talking about those shows where you followed and you gave it all. I used to spend the whole day waiting for the moment where I could sit and watch some TV.
Well, were you waiting as much as I was waiting for them to finally score a goal on the soccer show?
Yeah, Oliver Benji. It took him for
What?
years.
You could
to score a
solve all the
goal.
world's problems, in
They
that
started
time.
running, and the field was bended. So
It was bent.
It
yeah.
was bent.
Mhm.
So it was crazy, and
Or
it took
mejor en
him
este
forever.
caso, slanted.
Slanted.
Con inclinación,
But
slanted.
It was not exactly slanted. Because
it was
it
rounded.
bent.
Okay, yeah, it was rounded.
Yeah, It was like
Like a
the whole
globe.
world. He was running around the globe.
Oh my
and
god.
he would run and run, and he started remembering
well, maybe
something
this
that
was
had happened in the past.
Damian, maybe this was the modern day GIF. El GIF de aquel entonces.
Oh, yeah,
O algo
exactly.
on repeat. El
Yeah.
loop ahí, como hasta que termine.
Yeah, it was so much fun. And so the thing here is that when we played those songs in a rock version, very energetic, people start singing because everybody knows those lyrics. So they start singing like crazy. I've seen punk people crying with Oliver and Benji. Dude, I've seen heavy metal guys, huge guys, very hulky, singing like crazy with Maya the Bee, for example.
That's another one we didn't have. All right, well, let's do a little test. Why don't we do this? We can give the listeners a little taste of what we're going to hear, and you can just give me a little piece of a song, and I've got to guess what cartoon it's from, just to show my ignorance and just to give the listeners an idea of how freaking cool the show is. And guys, here's a good expression that comes to mind. It's going to take you on a trip down memory lane.
Okay. Let's see. And that's en un país multicolor, in a multicolor country.
I remember this one from a remix.
Yeah.
En un país multi, but I don't know. I got the sample of it. I don't.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is that? Oh, it's not Oliver and Benji.
Bajo el sol.
All right, I have
no
idea.
No, that was Maya the Bee.
Oh, and you even gave me.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay. Well, Maya the Bee is amazing. Okay, what
you
about
guys
this
play
one?
along. I'm sure the people in Spain, you guys will do a lot better than I do.
Okay, let's try this one. Grandpa, tell me, what sounds are those that I'm listening?
That I'm listening to.
Abuelito, dime tú, ¿qué sonidos son los que oigo yo?
I literally have no idea at all.
That was Heidi.
Heidi. And you know what? I've been to your concert twice.
Yeah, Heidi, dude.
You even brought me on stage once, you bastard.
True. And what song did you sing with me? The Fresh Prince or Johnny B. Good?
No, we did When You're Seeing Things in the Neighborhood.
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters. And that was on a boat in Menorca.
Yeah, that was amazing, eh?
We won't talk about the amount of alcohol we ingested.
Yeah, and the boat was moving. So we were on stage and we were running from one side to the other because the boat was bobbing.
Was rocking.
Don't
rock my boat. No creas problemas. Don't rock my boat.
Don't rock my boat. Yeah,
don't make waves. Es la misma historia.
Well, the boat was rocking and we were rocking.
We were rocking. And I remember it was crazy, man. That was it. And Damian said to me, because we had been drinking all day. I mean, you're in Menorca. What are you supposed to do? You know, and we had a lot of, and you guys were the last ones to play. So there were DJs, there were other bands. And I'm like, let's party. And Damian's like, I'm shot, man. He's like, why don't you help me out on one of the songs? And I was like, absolutely not. Forget it. I love you, buddy, but forget it. And then like you put me on the spot and he said, my friend Alberto is going to come up and sing with me now. I'm like,
and your face, you had to see your face at that moment.
Everybody was clapping and I'm like, son of, I couldn't get out of it.
Yeah.
You got me, but what a great memory.
But you enjoyed it, right?
So Ghostbusters, Johnny Be Good. You just gave us a couple other ones that you're going to do. Yeah.
Okay,
Fresh Prince.
Yeah, okay. So
let's test my knowledge here.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. Let's play Forget Your Problems. Vamos a jugar Tus Problemas, déjalos. And you know this one.
Wouldn't you like to get away?
No.
No, I don't know.
Fraggle Rock.
Set your cares away.
Dun, dun.
Worries for another day. Let the children play. Down in Fraggle Rock. Oh, I mean, that is one of the catchiest songs ever written.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Jim Henson's a legend. We already know how we feel about Jim Henson.
And as a puppeteer, I must say
of course,
he's the best one.
And a puppeteer, an animator, because all those puppets he had to draw before he made those puppets.
What a great guy. What a great guy.
Him, Frank Oz is such an amazing talent. I mean, these are legends. All right, so we've got some legends. Johnny Be Good went down Louisiana, close to New Orleans. Look like a country boy among the evergreens. He never ever learned to read the forest and woods.
Well, with the country boy by the name of Johnny Be Good. He never ever learned to read or write so well, but he could play a guitar like ringing a bell. Go, go. What a great song that is.
Yeah. It's a classic.
And we play it because of Back to the Future.
Of course.
Yeah.
What's the first thing that just popped into my mind?
Yeah.
When this baby hits 88, you're going to see some serious shit, Marty.
I love that movie.
So we'll go back to the songs. What about dress? I remember you guys dressing up too, like, and getting really into it. with like costumes and
Yeah,
like
we
cool
used to-
glasses.
We
Like,
used to have a uniform.
yeah, I
like-
remember you guys like Ghostbuster. I mean, you guys were decked out,
Yeah.
adornados.
Yeah,
con-
but we don't have anymore. We don't know what they are.
anybody interested in doing costume and wardrobe design for the guys?
I think we are going to improvise.
You're gonna wing it to improvise. So, what other songs? Let's see. Give me another test here. I haven't gotten one. Let me just get one of them.
Ok.
I
Allá
mean-
van con el balón en los pies y ninguno los podrá detener.
That's definitely Oliver and Benji one because of the
Benji,
soccer.
yeah.
But that was a
okay.
giveaway.
Okay, let's see.
That was a giveaway.
Llegamos a un mundo fantástico lleno de seres extraños. El amo del calabozo nos dio poderes a todos.
Jeez
We arrived to a strange place full of amazing beings. The calabozo, I don't know how to say.
jail?
The dungeon.
The dungeon.
The
jail.
dungeon's lord gave power to all of us. Gave us different
Dungeons
powers.
and Dragons?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Dungeons and Dragons.
because you said the word
Yeah.
dungeon.
Otherwise, you wouldn't
There's
have.
just one sound that sums me up. That's me today. That's me.
Well, it's difficult if you said the same to me. Wait, oh shit! Wait, that my alarm is ringing.
Don't worry. What's the phrasal verb? Ya que vamos a aprovechar todo. What is the phrasal verb? Me acaba de sonar el alarma.
My alarm went off. Yeah. Yes, sir.
My alarm just went off. This
Oh yeah.
todo es una lección. There are no accidents here.
Yeah.
Just happy little lessons.
you make the most of everything.
Well, why not? Why
Yeah.
not? It's all life, isn't it?
It is. It is.
It's all part of the language.
So, guys, I hope you're coming. Remember, February the 16th, and
Wait,
Sala
wait.
Galileo.
Let me give you some music so you can say it over the music.
Okay.
And then it always makes everything sound a little bit better.
Okay. Guys, I encourage you to come on February the 16th to Sala Galileo to see El Hombre Linterna live. It's only one show that we're doing. This is
A reunion.
a reunion. This is a nostalgic thing that we're doing. So if you want to have a good time with us, please come and have the best of times.
That's right. At the legendary Sala Galileo, Galilei. Jot it down. And where can they get tickets, Damian?
On the internet, just Google it, El Hombre Linterna Galileo, and the magic of Google.
Wow. I know you guys are going to have a good time. Unfortunately, Damian, as you know, I won't be in town.
Yeah, I know.
We're gonna be away.
I'm so
Had
sad.
I known, I would be there front row center, como decimos.
Yeah.
En primera fila y en el centro ahí.
That's the problem with people that do so many plans before time as you, because you have always plans for everything.
Well, I have a kid, so like, and then like
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of money, so I always try and like save by planning ahead. But then I have to
Yeah.
cancel a lot of plans,
Yeah.
and I have to like change flights. So it's got its pros and cons, like everything.
Guys, Alberto knows where he's going on vacation in 2027.
Well,
It's amazing.
Well, 2026, I know where I'm going.
Yeah.
Do you know where I'm going the summer of 2026?
States?
Where's the World Cup final?
I don't know.
Are we going to New York?
It's in New York.
It's at the Giants Stadium. Are you in?
Okay, I'm in. Great.
I'm already on the list. I put my mother on the list
Wow.
because obviously residents get a better deal and advance tickets.
It's amazing.
so-
It's on Christmas or in the summer? No, it's summer,
Come on,
right?
this is not Qatar, man.
Yeah. It has to be the summer.
Come on, man. We're a legal country.
Okay.
Well, somewhat legal. When we want to be legal, we're legal.
We try to.
Marijuana's legal.
We pretend to.
So this is great, man. This is some of the greatest cartoons from history. And just a quick segue before you get going. Cartoons. It's a great way to learn.
It is, yeah. For example, do you know that the fox, David the Gnome's fox,
Mhm.
its name was Swift,
Like Taylor.
like Taylor, because he was very swift. He was very rápido.
And he was sly like a fox too, I imagine. Astuto.
Yeah, sly, but mostly very swift. Because he was like the taxi.
Yeah.
And David Gnome needed to go somewhere in the forest. Hey, Swift, come here.
Right.
And
He was there at a moment's notice.
yeah.
It's great, man. I mean, the one that blows everybody's mind, I think, is Bugs Bunny, because I think even native speakers, we're thinking Bugs, his name is Bugs, but you never stop and say, Why?
Yeah.
And I know Spanish people think of bug, bicho, que sí, también. But it's really chinchar, molestar.
Yeah, chinchar es una chinche, es un bicho.
Stop
And to
bugging
bug,
me.
yeah. Bug es molestar.
¿Y los que están en la cama?
Bed bugs.
Es que todo es
Yeah,
lógico.
Las chinches.
Las chinches. So, I mean, you can learn English from cartoons, from
Snoopy,
music.
for example.
Oh, that's a great one.
Snoopy. Why is Snoopy called that way? Well, because he snoops around. Es un fisgón, es un cotilla. Por eso tiene la nariz tan grande. He's a Snoopy.
There you go. He's always snooping around. Y siempre sacamos el verbo también. He's snooping around.
Yeah.
Right? So really interesting because all of them, Shaggy, Scrappy Doo. Scrap es las sobras, que es lo que comen los perros.
Yeah.
And what did Scrappy do, el pequeñajo?
Yeah.
Come on, put him up.
He wanted to fight the whole time.
He wanted to scrap the whole time.
Yeah, it's perfect. Perfect name.
I mean, it's incredible. Even Death of a Salesman, not even just cartoon characters, but like classic characters. Willie Lowman, El Hombre Bajo. El Muerto de un Comerciante. What do you call this?
I don't know. I don't know that one.
It's a classic obra de teatro, película. ¿Cómo se llama?
Pesadilla antes de Navidad or something?
No. Es el tío Marlon Brando.
Oh, I don't know.
Man, Death of a Salesman. This is a classic.
Muerte de un...
de un comerciante o de un vendedor. It's a classic.
Yeah.
And his name is Willie Lowman. Porque
Willie Lowman, es bajito.
No, en la jerarquía ahí está.
Yeah.
Abajo
Poor
del
thing.
todo. Well, but it tells you what you're going to see. It gives you some foreshadowing. Un poco te pinta la historia. So,
I wish there were a book that taught this way to everyone English.
There are 3, Damian.
What are you talking about?
Are you serious? Yes, there are 3 books that teach you English with pop culture and having fun.
Oh my goodness. What's the name? What's the name of those magic books?
The
Alberto?
first one is This Book is the Milk, the bestseller.
Wow, amazing. What a great name.
It's available wherever fine books are sold.
What a great book that is. I love it.
Well, dude, that's it was the start of something. Remember our plan there, because a lot of people said, you guys really, you were on to something. Hicisteis algo original. But then I say, well, we were just kind of shooting the shit.
Yeah, we were
shooting
playing.
the breeze.
We were playing, having good times, and teaching each other.
But isn't that what it's all about? Playing, having a good time, laughing. And if you can do that, and I see it with my daughter. The way I get her interested is by entertaining, by doing voices, by using movies and music. And you know what? The same works for adults. Why? Don't we all want to be children again?
Yeah, in the
Inside,
end, we all are.
Some of us mute our inner child, but the nicest, coolest people I know are the ones like Juan, whose inner child is alive and kicking.
Yeah, that's so cool.
A shout out to Juan and all the other guys in the group as well. Let's give them the information one more time. And guys, I am serious. It's going to take you back. I'll take you back.
Okay, guys, come to see El Hormiguero crew, Juan Marron and myself, with El Hombre Linterna, February the 16th on Sala Galileo Galilei. So I hope you're coming this weekend, and we're going to have tons of fun.
Don't miss it, guys. Go for me. I can't go, and I wish I could go. Now, I thought we could say goodbye doing the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Okay, yeah, that's a very good idea.
Now, wait, de ahí aprendemos. Fresh Prince. What does fresh mean? ¿Que es fresco?
Como chulo, ¿no? Es guay.
Pero también fresh es cool, pero también que contesta. O sea, fresco y chulo, tiene doble.
Ajá, ok, es como un fresco aquí de decir, ¿será fresca? ¿No?
¿Será fresco este
¿Será
tío?
fresco
Como
morro
salado un poco.
Tiene chulo, tiene morro.
Pero también es guay, chachi,
cool.
chulo. So another double meaning there. All right, you want to do it?
Okay, let's go for it.
Now, this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down. And I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel-Air. In West Philadelphia, born and raised, on the playground is where I spent most of my days. Chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool and all. Shoot some b-ball outside of the school when a couple of guys who were up to no good started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got in one little fight and my mom got scared. She said, "You're moving with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air."
I begged and pleaded with her day after day,
but she packed my suitcase and sent me on my way.
She gave me a kiss and then she gave me my ticket.
I put my Walkman on, said, might as well kick it.
I don't know this part.
You know why? Because it's not in the song.
That's...
So we got to pick it up here. No, porque hay una... This is the long version, but remember, the opening, la entrada of a show, they don't do the whole song. So we're going to fast forward.
Oh, jeez. So it was longer.
So it goes like this. This is where we pick it up.
Yeah.
I whistled for a cab, and when it came near, the license plate said fresh, and it had dice in the mirror. If anything, I could say that this cab was rare, but I thought, nah, forget it. Your home's to Bel Air. Boom, boom, boom.
Ba-dum. Boom, boom, boom. What a great show.
I pulled up to the house about 7 or 8, and I yelled to the cabin, "Yo home, smell you later." Looked at my kingdom, I was finally there. Sit on my throne as the Prince of Bel Air. Well, guys, if you haven't been convinced yet that learning English or learning anything with a little bit of fun makes it so much more bearable, and I highly recommend you guys check out Damian's show. Do it for me. Do it for those of us who are going to miss the reunion, because how long has it been?
Ooh, 10 years, dude. 10 years.
A decade in the making. El hombre linterna. And don't forget, if you love the way we learn and teach, well, then you can learn with us in our books. This book is the milk. This book is the shit. And also this book is the milk too, which is the second one in the trilogy.
Oh my goodness. We are so lucky that these books exist, because they will help you to learn English with this, because reading those books is like learning with a spoonful of sugar.
So should we sing it?
Yeah, okay.
Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Medicine go down. Medicine go down. Oh, yes, a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in the most delightful way. Ciao.